Hello and welcome to the Language Acquisition Podcast. This is episode number 4, and today we are going to talk about pronunciation. Let's dive into this topic. A lot of people struggle with pronunciation when they first try and learn a new language. Why does this take place? To begin with, I'd like to say your mouth cannot reproduce the sounds that your ear cannot hear. Let that sink in for a while. What am I trying to say? Now I'll go in and give a detailed explanation. Every language that is spoken uses certain sounds to build the syllables, and from those syllables build words. The sounds used in Russian are different from the sounds used in Hindi. The sounds used in Spanish are different from the sounds used in Thai. Different languages use different sounds. The basic sounds used in every language are known as phonemes. These are the very basic sounds which make your vowels and consonants. Each language has a different set of phonemes. When a baby is born with the capacity to listen to all these phonemes. However, once you start growing up and once you become an adult, you lose your ability to listen to a lot of these phonemes, and that's the reason why you can't pronounce some words properly in a foreign language. I'll give an example. A Japanese speaker finds it very hard to distinguish between L and R. So light and right will sound quite similar to the Japanese speaker because he has not been exposed to these two phonemes separately. When you grow up, you get used to the phonemes of your mother tongue, and that is the reason when you try and pronounce words in a foreign language, you struggle a little. So what is the solution to this problem? When you first start learning any foreign language, the very first thing you should tackle is the phonemes of this language. Try and listen to the vowels and the consonants of this language and try and reproduce them. Before you go on to pronouncing words, first get a grip on the vowels and consonants. Try and focus a lot on these and try and reproduce the sounds. Initially, it's going to be very difficult and you're not even sure whether what you're saying is correct or incorrect. That is the reason you need the help of a native speaker to give you feedback and let you know whether what you're pronouncing is correct or incorrect. First, you can expose yourself to the sounds, and after that, you can try pronouncing words. Once you get to words, you can start recording your pronunciation of these words, and you can send the recordings to a native speaker for feedback. You can then get the feedback and find out whether you were right or wrong. Once you get good at this, what you can start doing is you can listen to certain words and try and write them down. Once you write them down, compare them with the original spelling. If you got it wrong, then you know where you've gone wrong. And if you've got it right, don't be too proud. You need to keep practicing. So when you first start learning a language, the first thing that you should tackle is the pronunciation. Even before you understand what the words mean, you should be able to listen to those words carefully, and you should be able to reproduce the sounds of these words, and you should be capable of writing these words down correctly after you listen to these words. If you tackle this from the very beginning, it's going to be much easier as you move forward. Some languages have a wide set of phonemes and other languages don't have such a wide set of phonemes. When you first start learning languages, the first thing that you should tackle is the pronunciation. Pay attention to how things are said, try and reproduce that sound, and assess yourself from time to time whether you're pronouncing things correctly or whether you're pronouncing things incorrectly. A very good exercise when you just get started is try and listen to words. Don't listen to complete sentences. Try and listen to words. There are many videos on YouTube that train you in your pronunciation. They'll have certain words being said and you'll be asked to repeat. This is a very good exercise that you should do if you wish to improve your pronunciation. Try and listen to the words and try and repeat the same. Then send your recording to a native speaker and try and get feedback. This is one of the best ways to improve your pronunciation. Keep in mind, this is more important than understanding what the words and sentences mean in the beginning. First, get used to the sound, because what is a language? A language is sound with meaning given to it. And of course, we first listen and then we are able to read and write. So get your pronunciation in place and everything will follow. It's going to be a bit difficult in the beginning. Your ear isn't used to certain sounds and you need to train it, and you need to train it really hard. It can be difficult in the beginning, but you need to get this step right before you move on to other aspects of learning the language. I hope the advice that I've given you in this podcast was useful to you. I'll see you in the next podcast. Take care.